Welcome to the next edition of the TMS podcast. This is a late edition for us, but nevertheless we are together on this Tuesday night. I'm Hollywood Ray Sean Buchanan with the rest of the crew, my guys, Shay Omanera and Aaron Cashville. How you doing tonight?
Doing better than Jets fans. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Facts.
What I gotta tell you, that is the most absolute worst case scenario that you can have for a Jets fan. Literally first drive.
Yeah. Four plays in. So, like I said, we'll get right into that. So yes, Bills and Jets were the Monday night game of the week, and the stage is literally set right. Aaron Rodgers comes out there, runs, does the Manny Ramirez when he became a citizen, like he runs out there with the flag, goes all Hulk Hogan, I'm a real American, it goes crazy. Crowd into it, crowd is going crazy because what a difference 24 hours made, and we'll get into that.
Please don't.
We're going to. Trust me, we're going to.
Oh, this was the worst 2 days just for New York football.
Facts.
Worst 2 days, even though the Jets won, still horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Because you wonder what caused, right? What is your failures brought? It brought you right back to me, right? Type thing. So we'll get into that.
They had the whole Thanos thing. Like, what we won? What did it cost?
Everything. And just like that. So yeah, full plays in. So Shay, I'll start with you. Just what do you think this injury means, and who do you think should be a replacement if you don't think Zach Wilson is the answer?
Oh, what it means is an absolute disaster. That's what it means. Because not only is his season is done, his career is all but done at this point. He had a completely torn Achilles. That's the death injury right there. And he's 38 years old, 39 years old. Yeah. And the thing is, like, being a Patriots fan, you're supposed to trash on the Jets. You're supposed to laugh at the Jets. But no, I actually felt bad. I had to tell my good friend Evan from Long Island, New York, like, who's a Jets fan. I had to tell him, like, yo, like, I honestly feel sorry for y'all. Like, I can't do it. He said he wanted to backflip out of a window. Yeah.
Whoa.
No, but it's
like, damn, bro.
But it's really like that though. Like, this was the absolute worst case scenario to happen, and this is the most Jets thing ever. Like, this was not. This is the most Jets thing ever. Like, you had some people thinking you could go to the Super Bowl. They had that whole Aaron Rodgers interview with that former tennis player. I forgot his name, but saying that.
John McEnroe, probably.
Yeah, John McEnroe. So, like, saying that he's manifesting a Super Bowl because that's what you got to do, manifesting a Super Bowl. He had John McEnroe smiling, giggling, like he had the Jets fans' hopes up. In 4 plays in this one drive, this is what happens when you don't pay for protection. Yeah. Torn Achilles, and probably the last time we've seen Aaron Rodgers on a football field.
Yeah. So, Aaron.
Oh man, I was so nervous because I have Garrett Wilson and I needed him to score a touchdown last night. And when I saw Aaron Rodgers gone, I was like, "Oh, I just lost this week of fantasy." But I did not, though. I prevailed. But
he did score a touchdown, and that was an amazing catch, by the way.
I thought he dropped it. To be honest, I didn't expect him to catch that. But I mean, as far as replacements go, maybe this guy, perhaps. Looking good in the green.
Wait, is this being broadcasted so they can see that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, basically Tom Brady. I guess I didn't forgot to say my replacements. I say they should have just stay with Zach Wilson.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Colin Kaepernick did say that he is open and he talked to the Jets.
Listen, I'm sorry. Like, and once again, I was for it a few years back. Listen, because he's going to be 36 now, 37 now.
It's like 5-6 years removed from football.
Come on, bro. Like, and once again, if somebody trashed me the way they trashed him or blackballed him, I'm not coming. I'm not trying to come back and play. Go play in the CFL and get $400,000 a year up there. That's a lot of money still that you can help build toward know your rights. You can build toward making another book. Like, why would you want to come into the NFL knowing that they have outwardly said we don't want you around? I don't understand that. It's like he's a glutton for punishment in that regard. Like, I don't get it. Once again, the cause that he is out here for, once again, bravo. Here for it. Love that he had took a stand and stood on it 10 toes down. Here for it. I don't get the want or desire to come back.
You seen what happened to Aaron Rodgers? How you gonna put Colin Kaepernick like 6 years removed with that offensive line?
Come on,
his whole leg would fall apart if that happened to Aaron Rodgers.
He's way more athletic than Aaron Rodgers was.
No question. But like I'm saying, you're 6 years removed from professional football, and then you come back. Oh no, that's you can't do that.
No way. So.
I mean, who else could come back? A guy who donned some green, Carson Wentz, perhaps.
I'll rather put Zach Wilson over Carson Wentz. I'll rather put Zach. I'll take Zach Wilson. I'll take 3 Zach Wilsons over Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is done. He's damaged goods. Oh my, nah.
Who did Arizona release before the beginning of the season? Maybe they look at him.
Oh yeah, Colt McCoy.
I look at him honestly.
God.
No, you say, "Oh God," but I'm like, he played well last year when he had to step in.
You know why they released Colt McCoy? Because they're trying to get the number 1 pick, and they believe Colt McCoy can at least win a couple of games.
Right.
So like, nah, we're gonna ride it with Josh Dobbs. We trying to get Caleb Williams, and if Caleb Williams wants to stay another year because he says he doesn't want to play for a trash, sorry organization, we're going to get Drake May.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Drake May is number 1, but he is really good. That the kid out of
he would be if Caleb Williams doesn't come out.
I like the kid out of Washington State, not the
Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, Washington Penix. I like his game too. I think he's pretty good.
This is an amazing quarterback class right now. I think Falcons. The thing is, you can have the 15th pick in the draft, and I still think you can get a franchise caliber quarterback. So Falcons could probably get one and still win the division for all we know. But I just know what Caleb Williams says. He doesn't want to go into a bad organization. He doesn't want to go to a bad fit. So basically he's saying, I don't want to go to the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't blame him.
I mean, that's the thing though. When you're picked in the top 10, most likely you're not going to a class. So I think about what's happened with Tua. I think about what's happened with obviously, with Justin Herbert after they lost Phillip Rivers. So, you're not always going to a premier situation. Now, it's the GM's job. And once again, all GMs don't do this, is obviously to build around that, quarterback. So obviously, the brain trust, in Arizona haven't had a great track record, so to speak. So, that part, it is what it is. But, I don't know, honestly, but like you said, Shay, like this obviously, I don't know. This would be the last time we see him. I know Pat McAfee had mentioned on, I think, our first take this morning that, he's already committed to, getting back to the rehab. Now, as someone who I broke my foot or broke my ankle 2 years ago, and I rehabbed for about 8 or 9 weeks. That shit was brutal. And once again, I'm not no world-class athlete. I wasn't coming back on the field. I wasn't making millions of dollars. But, and shout out to Amy, who was my physical therapist, but man, that is not fun. So I don't know. And I was about to be 31. He's going to be 40. So I'm not sure if he's going to want to do that. So yeah, maybe this is the last time. But what I will say, what it reminded me of is actually when Gordon Hayward got hurt in 2017 early on against Cleveland. Once again, the injury wasn't as gruesome, obviously. But I think the impact is probably going to be the same. It sucked and it basically took the wind out the sails of the Celtics for that. I mean, even though they ended up going 55-27 and basically was a few possessions from going to the finals, I don't think that this Jets team is going to be propelled to the AFC Championship game, behind Zach Wilson. But, that once again, stranger things have happened. But I don't envision that. But that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. And once again, I'm with you, Shay. I don't usually want to sympathize with Jets fans or any New York fan for that matter. But like I said, that was brutal to see, because once again, it would have been fun to see him play. But he's obviously not going to get that chance to get it done. But we'll see. We'll see what that does.
A torn Achilles has ended the careers of 25-year-olds. So someone who's turning 40 with a torn Achilles and who relies on his mobility to make plays, at least mobility within the pocket. I don't like, honestly, I don't like Aaron Rodgers' odds.
Yeah.
Because even if he tries to come back, he's going to be more than a shell of himself.
Yeah,
and he shares history with another former Jets quarterback on the same day. Vinny Testaverde did the same thing, tore Achilles. And then Jets went 8-8.
I'm saying this. Who people gotta believe in superstitions at this point. Like this is legit bad luck for it. This is bad Jets juju.
Yeah, facts. I mean, listen, from Testaverde to from our era, Chad Pennington. I don't think Mark Sanchez had any crazy injuries, but he just wasn't that good after a while. Obviously Tebow was a field experiment. Geno Smith was a field experiment there. So
who was their last good quarterback of the Jets?
Unfortunately, it was Mark Sanchez.
Probably O'Brien.
I don't even count that as even. I don't even count that as a good quarterback, even though he had that one promising year. Who is the one solid franchise quarterback that they've had? When was the last time? This was supposed to be the first time in a long time. But
so I mean, it would. I mean, ironically, is the person that Aaron Rodgers succeeded, and that's Brett Favre. Because they won the division that. Oh no,
I was like, what?
They didn't win the division.
07?
They lost.
Yeah, they won the division, but I know they went like 11-5 or whatever.
I mean, I say Ken O'Brien.
Yeah,
that's from the mid '80s.
Ken O'Brien, Boomer Esiason. I mean, maybe
the
Vinny.
Fact we got to go back that far. Like I think Vinny Testaverde. We're not counting Brett Favre. Vinny Testaverde or Chad Pennington.
Yeah, Chad Pennington
like was the last one, and that was like what 03?
Yep. And that might once again, so we're talking 20 years, and once again, there's been plenty of guys that came through there. I mean, you had people thinking that Mike White was going to be the answer when he came in last year and did this thing, or 2 years ago, and did this thing. And I'm just like, I said, are we that desperate that we're holding on to any unit? And once again, it was like Patriots fans last year with Bailey Zappi, myself included, wanted to see how he was going to play. But I'm like,
everybody loves a backup quarterback.
Right, I'm like, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. And that's what what we saw. But I guess now we see why the Jets didn't let go of Zach Wilson altogether. You would have thought they were going to drive him to LaGuardia or to some airport, but he's still there. So he had a chance to rest his career though.
The thing about Zach Wilson is Zach Wilson has a lot of natural talent. He has a big arm and he's pretty mobile. It's just the thing is that X's and O's. He's just incredibly mentally. He's just incredibly bad, unprepared. He's not ready. He wasn't ready for the NFL coming out of BYU. He was just overhyped because they just needed to insert random Caucasian quarterback over Justin Fields here for Trevor Lawrence and the Justin Fields debate. But yeah, he wasn't. He has a lot of natural talent. So I feel like a few years of seasoning, he would be good. But now Rodgers ruptured Achilles. His career might be over. So Zach Wilson, who would have benefited from sitting a year, now it has to be thrust back into the fire, which I feel like is not ideal for him. Right. But hey, with Zach Wilson playing for a full season, they got one of the strongest quarterbacks and deepest quarterback class in recent memory. So if he wets the bed, if they go like 7-9, 6-10, 7-10, I don't think they're going to be too bad because that defense is still crazy, and they got Garrett Wilson. So if they go like somewhere like that, they can get a legit quarterback off the draft.
And like I said, and then also if they run the ball the way they ran last night, then they'll be in some games because, I mean, Breece Hall and Devin Cook were really good last night. So, ironically, so behind that line, but once again, Jets are going to be the Jets. Once again, that sucks that how it went down, but it is what it is. But let's stay right there in the division. So obviously, for those that listen to the show, that Shay and I are big time Patriots fans. Once again, it was a close but no cigar scenario, as it has been in the Mac Jones era. When it comes to games that they can win, they are 0-14. In the Mac Jones era, when a team gets 25 or the opponent gets 25 points or more.
Wait. Why we're saying the Mac Jones era? Like Mac Jones ain't play bad. He played good. It wasn't his fault that they lost.
I'm not saying this is fault. I said they're 0-14 once again, so two things can be true. He played well, but then once again, when it came down to when you needed to have that drive or needed to have that moment, it hasn't happened yet. That's also true. But like I say, you give the rest of your thoughts of how that game unfolded and what you saw that you liked or didn't like from New England on Sunday.
Well, from New England's perspective, I mean, look, we both said it. They didn't have a chance against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the defense should have played a lot better, but I think that Mac Jones, if we're just looking at the positives, I wasn't surprised we're going to lose that game. I mean, this is a Super Bowl team from the last year. I didn't expect us to win. So what I like from Mac Jones, throw for over 300 yards. And he was looking confident out there, looking much better than last year. He looks like a legit quarterback. What I want to see more is more consistency from the running game with Ramondre Stevenson, Ezekiel Elliott. I just want to see more consistency from them. I'm liking that Kendrick Bourne has kind of broke out seemingly as the number one wide receiver. So I just want to see that report keeping up. And look, the defense got to get better, but they're still a young defense. Christian Gonzalez, first regular season game. So I don't know. I'm just taking the positives. It looks promising. I mean, I just feel like us Patriots fans, we've all been spoiled from the Brady era. For sure. So we're just not giving Mac Jones a fair rap at this. I do feel like this is his make or break year because, like I said, super deep, super strong quarterback class coming up. But like, look, he played a good game.
We're not going to draft another guy in the first round. That's not happening again. Like,
what about the name is last name Sanders, first name Shador?
Once again, I would love for that to happen.
Belichick's a good friend of Dion.
I doubt it. I don't trust it. Once again, I want you to be right in that regard. I don't trust that Bill would do the right thing. I don't buy it. Not at that position, anyways. He would go get somebody from Appalachian State and say this guy can play. And once again, no knock on Appalachian State, but I just he would draft an Marty Edwards type player and think that this guy is going to be the next thing. It's like, what are we doing? Like that's not it's not a good look. But yes, no, what you said, yes, the takeaways you had are spot on. Matt Jones did throw 4 touchdowns. Like I said, unfortunately, one of the 4 went to Darius Slay in the first quarter. But like I said, they regrouped and he regrouped. But what it shows about Mac Jones, when Mac Jones has a chance to lock in and move fast, he's really, really good. Like really good. But when things have to slow down or he has to be checked down Charlie, like that's where I feel like some of the holes in this game start to arise. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he's best off doing play action type plays, and the running game has to be better, like you mentioned. But hopefully, they find a way to get that done. I know Aaron probably was secretly rooting for us to get that drive, so we could beat the Philadelphia Eagles. But
it's not like the Giants have any chance to win that division anyways. You seen them last Sunday.
So we done made it a Patriots hour. We don't want to do that. So let's get
I don't think he wants to have this a Giants hour. Right after that game,
we're gonna talk about it. Listen. Check. Shout out to the new show.
Got fleeced out of $40 million a year.
Right. Yeah. Hey, shout out to
see it.
Shout out to the Phil and Blue, podcast once again. Shout out to CP and Y. But yeah, brother, we're gonna talk about the Patriots loss. We got to talk about the Giants loss. So Aaron, Hollywood Cast, my good brother, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead.
Oh God. Nah, I'm not.
How you like Daniel Jones? Talk about Daniel Jones' amazing performance.
The only thing I'll knock on Daniel Jones' performance is he tried to be like Mike Vick, where he was running out, like pretty much out of bounds, and he threw the pick to Stephon Gilmore. If you're almost out of bounds, he's probably like a step or two away. Just go out of bounds, dude. Like that doesn't. I didn't understand that one. Pretty much, special teams was a joke. I actually praised Thomas. I'm not sure how to say his last name. I think it's like McGowney. Like he's been through 4 different coaching regimes, and they've kept him on. But his special teams was a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. And I said it yesterday too in the Feeling Blue podcast with CPNY Sports. Check it out on our YouTube. money is what makes a man act funny. And Andrew Thomas got paid, played like dog shit, and apparently he's hurt with a hamstring. Saquon, he wanted Christian McCaffrey money, can't hold on to the ball. So I don't know. Daniel's on his back most of the time. He had 18 pressures, 7 sacks. Evan Neal is just going for a ride. He didn't even care. I don't understand this team. I feel like even with the new regime, ever since Tom Coughlin, talk about the Jets jinx. Ever since Tom Coughlin left, it's like bad after bad after bad after bad after bad after bad. It's ridiculous.
Hey,
but
so just to get that undefeated, victory. So I mean, what would you rather have? You want to have?
I would. What?
No, I said sold your soul to stop the 18-0. So hey, it
dude, that is the best thing I will do it 10 times over to save the NFL. Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Great.
Not all heroes wear capes. They just wear number 10.
Oh, so if Mahomes goes, I mean, it's not gonna happen this year because they already lost. But so if they would go 19-0, that's okay because it's not.
I never said it was okay for Mahomes.
Okay, no, I'm like, it's a New England thing, and I'm like that because I feel like that's what I'm not saying just with you, but I feel like in general, it's like if New England had went 19-0, whatever it may be, like folks would have been crying from here until 2030. Like, I can't believe the NFL let that happen. Hey, get a new script then. get a new script. But I mean, listen, man, 40. Listen, we could talk about Dallas shortly after this. But
and it was funny, and not even that with the 40 points, Dak didn't even throw a touchdown. Dak played like ass too.
He played like trash. And
it was all special teams. It was literally special teams and the 3 touchdowns from the running backs. That was it. He didn't do anything.
But to me, that's the most alarming because I'm just like, wait a minute, like not to say that he's all world. I'm not sitting here saying that Dak Prescott is an all world, quarterback, but he's had some decent moments in his career. So I was like, oh my god, I was like to what 13-24, $143, I think was his final stat line. And once again, it became the Tony Parler show and Deuce Vaughn show. Like that to me is unbelievable. But that's how they wanted to win in the mid 2010s. When DeMarco Murray was there. That's how they wanted to win. Obviously, when Emmitt Smith was there. Obviously, even someone from our childhood, Marion Barber. Like anytime they've had a running back that can actually do something, they wanted to really run the ball first and then pass second. So I mean, listen, man, 40 nothing is 40 nothing, but luckily it's just one game. It's not something where it ends the season.
Oh no, the season is done. The season is finito. Shouts out to Brian Murphy, CEO of Athletes First. You know why I'm giving him a shout out? Aaron knows because he is the agent of Daniel Jones, agent of the year. I don't know how you finesse the Giants of giving that man $40 million a year, but Brian Murphy, he did it. We talking about Rich Paul being the agent. No, Brian Murphy.
You talk about fleece. Joe Burrow got more money than Daniel, and he couldn't. At least he couldn't beat the Browns
in the past. That Burrow is that dude. We look at that one bad game and just say like, oh, that's just one bad game for Burrow. We know he'll bounce back. Daniel Jones, we know this guy was trash. He just read the Joe Flacco's book of check stealing and had that one good year on his contract year just so he could get that big contract, and then he's wetting the bed again. Love to see it.
What up? Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I missed the check stealing line. We haven't heard that in a while, so I'm glad that's back on the show because it is fitting. It's funny because I want to talk about Burrow later, but you just brought it up. Like, yes, like I was blown away by that. I said, dog, 14-31, 82
yards.
And once again, and I said, I feel like it was both me and Shay. Like all three of us. You said Cleveland was going to win though. Aaron, so I
did. The toucher did it again.
Being this team, and I thought it was a 1-2-3, but Shay was like, "Hey man, I don't think it's a 1-2-3." Like we thought Cincinnati would win, but it shouldn't be what it became. I was like, damn, for them to lose by 3 scores, I was like, this is wild that they lost by 3 scores. So I couldn't believe what I saw. Once again, you would have thought the Cleveland Browns became the 2000 Ravens defense out there. And I was like, wow. But I mean, hey, once again, it's the NFL is the best weekly soap opera that there is, and whatever you think coming in, most likely that can change. That's why I was like, wow. I didn't think I was going to be right about the Tampa Bay pick that I made, and I know y'all was like, "There's no way," but I told you guys, Kirk Cousins, like whenever it's Jekyll and Hyde. I keep telling, I told like
Someone must have told him that was a nationally televised game. I don't know what happened.
He's gonna screw up. Whenever
someone must have told him this was broadcast on every state in the U.S. Yeah. I don't know why he played like that.
Yeah, that pick in the end zone and the goal, I was like, man. And once again, you was right. You said who's going to guard Justin Jefferson? I was like, I conceded. I was like, no one. He's going to get his, and he did get his. It just didn't matter. It didn't matter. They just did enough to win. And once again, and we'll talk about our week 2 picks shortly. But I'm like, man, I was like, yeah, I'm like, they gonna get the upset this week, and then whether they'll probably lose their next 9 to 10 games in a row. But I said, Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. Like, he's always going to fold whenever you think he's going to win a game. Like, that's just what he's been his whole career. And once again, he's going to get you 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 picks. It's great.
It's weird. It's like you watch Kirk Cousins and think he's a horrible quarterback, but then at the end of the season, you check his stats. I'm like, wait. Statistically, he's just top 5 quarterback. It's so weird because that's how it felt last season. And then I looked at his stats, like, wait, nah, he was actually extremely good. This is why they gave him that much money. It's just so weird with him.
Facts. I mean, hey, listen, he was the first quarterback to get fully guaranteed, right? A few years ago.
At 3 for 84 at that point.
Which I'm listen, we talk about Daniel Jones getting 160. Lord.
He got the Sam Bradford. He got the Sam Bradford eye of just perfect timing on his contracts. Like, yeah, I think that's just it. Like, how Sam Bradford, his contracts are just timed correctly for like a new CBA or something, or he had the last big quarterback contract, rookie contract, before they changed the rules on that. Like, Sam Bradford always had perfect timing. Same thing with Kirk Cousins.
Matt Ryan, right? Him and Matt Ryan came in the same year, didn't they?
No. Matt Ryan was the year before, and then Sam Bradford was the last year before.
Gotcha. Okay,
they had.
But Matt Ryan's was crazy because he was the 3rd pick. They gave him like $45 million guaranteed, and he didn't even. He could have broken his foot his rookie year, and he would have got it guaranteed.
It shows how desperate Falcons were needed a quarterback after that year.
Hey, but we talked about this before, but I mean, he they were successful right away with him.
It paid off. It did pay off. It was worth it for him.
It paid off. So, I know, Vic fans like Aaron don't want to hear that, but
that's Black Jesus. Better say it right, sir.
No, Black
Jesus and cleats.
Black Jesus, Michael Jordan.
Hey, I'm a Vic fan too. Get that straight. I'm a Vic fan too. That was the only time I was a Falcons fan, when Michael Vick was there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, we all he made us all believers in that.
Don't say all, because you disrespect Michael a lot on this show, sir. It's usually me and Shay sticking up for him.
Disrespecting. So it's funny you say that, because you were talking about, I'm speaking facts. Everything I said about Matt Ryan was a fact. It wasn't disrespecting Michael Vick. They got to a Super Bowl. They got to a few NFC Championship games. Won a few more divisions. It was a fact, not opinion. It's a fact. That's what happened. We liked Michael Vick more. He was he was more talented, but the results were different with Matt Ryan. That's just plain and simple. That's a fact, not opinion. So. It hurts. Just like I'll say, damn, I can't believe they got Giants got lucky. Well, my opinion is that they got lucky. The fact is that y'all beat us twice. It hurts, but truth hurts, right? So it is what it is. Truth.
So
y'all got beat 40.
So Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, yeah.
So speaking of Hurts and facts, so Tua and Justin came out on Sunday. So can we finally put that one to rest? Is Tua better than Justin Herbert, or just because he has Tyreek Hill, who's a freak of an athlete?
So I still think that Herbert should have been taken by Miami, but I mean, damn. Tua came in there once again. Ryan Clark talking crazy about him. Some other pundits was talking crazy about him. He came in there through for 460 on a decent Chargers defense. Once again, that's not Scruggs back there. Our boy J.C. Jackson was getting
talk about check stealing.
He was getting baptized back there. I was like, sheesh. listen, 11 for 215. like, it's just like I don't know. Like, and once again, I didn't see all the highlights, but I'm just like, bro, like I don't understand how he's not getting double or triple to Tyreek Hill every time.
I don't think it even matters. He's just going to outrun everybody. Like you could put the all 11 on him. He's just going to outrun everybody.
Yeah, because even but it's like you don't even see people. No one jams anymore. No one, once again, I mean,
you really can't though.
Jam Tyreek Hill. He's just going to blow right past you. You won't even be able to put your hands on him.
And I know it's a different era, so I hate to bring this up, but it's just something I think about because they have two really good receivers. I think about when teams used to play the Colts, but mainly us used to play the Colts. Ty Law, whoever was on the other side, whether it be Otis Smith, whoever it was, they changed the rules because of Ty Law and Lloyd Malone and boys. They was beating Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne up at the line, and they couldn't get off their breaks. You got to do something. So even if you get a penalty against Tyreek Hill, you got to do something to make him think about when he's coming across. You got to do something because if it's just free release every time, you're never going to stop.
Even Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, they don't have the speed of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has Olympic sprinter speed with elite route running and something honestly in the receiver I haven't seen before. We've seen guys as fast as Tyreek Hill. They just don't have the route running to match with it. But his route running matches his speed, which is scary.
Yeah.
You can't defend that. And honestly, I feel like Tua, I think he's just a above average quarterback. That's it. But with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, that makes him elite. If Justin Herbert had that, he'll probably be John Elway.
I mean, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are not like they're.
They're great receivers. They're good receivers. But Mike Williams can't play 3 games in a row without getting hurt, and like they're not at the level of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
But that's always since we have been watching football. Once again, we're all. Well, Aaron's not 30. Aaron will be 30 later on this year, coming soon. So we'll have that celebration
Youngin
this year. But to me, we've seen talented San Diego or LA teams. We've seen it even before our era. Dan Fouts, Charlie Joyner, Kellen Winslow, the first. Like we've seen it. We've seen them have great talent, but just for whatever reason, when it gets to December. Or even sometime November, they just once again whether it's injuries, whether it's it's a mental block, but they literally fade off into the sunset, and it's wild. But like you said, Shay, like I don't want to regurgitate what you said, but it's true. Like putting the weapons around Tua has made him look like look like the left-handed Dan Marino out there. Like it's wild,
really.
You still gotta get the throws there. Like once again, we could say. He's not this and not that, but you still gotta get it to the guys. And now I see. Remember what Tyreek Hill said last year, and we know a lot of us laughed. I think we laughed on here too. He was like, he throws it. Once again, he may not be better than 15, but it's not.
He didn't say that. He said he was the best quarterback in the league. That's what I was laughing at with Tua. He didn't say maybe he was not better than 15. He said Tua is the best quarterback in the league. Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, I thought he said about the best thrower.
That's why I'm still laughing at that because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. But I'm like, damn. Like, his numbers have been dipped. Like it's just like so he's making people believe whether that statement is far-fetched or not. Once again, that I don't disagree that it is far-fetched. Excuse me. His numbers are not dropping with this dude, and it might be even better, and that which is crazy. But there's no Travis Kelce on Miami, obviously. But man, it's
Herbert. And the thing is with Herbert is a big arm quarterback while Tua isn't. So if Herbert had speed demons like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, even though Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, they're very good receivers in their own right, those receivers in Miami are a better fit for Herbert because he has one of the biggest arms in the game. Like he's just going to hit Tyreek Hill deep all day long.
No, facts. Like I said, they'll forever be linked together because they went back to back. It's just like Brady and Manning. Obviously, they weren't in the same draft, but Brady Manning, Elway Marino. Once again, not saying those guys are going to turn into what those guys became, but like I said, they're clearly putting up numbers on a weekly basis, and I'm pretty sure the NFL is going to make a way to have them match up, at least once a year, going forward. So, but yeah, I mean, I think the debate is getting a lot closer. So for those that were Team Herbert, if I said people thought that Herbert was up here, for those watching YouTube, it's definitely closing in for sure. Right now,
for me, it's Burrow or Herbert.
Yeah,
I think Burrow is better, but I don't put Tua in that conversation. It's either Burrow or Herbert. That's what I'm linking, and then Tua is the third guy after that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. I mean, and honestly, I don't think that's enough. Like, I think some people, I mean, obviously, Miami fans may look at that as like, oh, we're trying to knock or criticize, but it's like, no, like he's not better than those two guys. But like, say,
you can put Mac Jones in that. He's not good as Tua, but you can put Mac Jones in that. He'll have crazy numbers too. Like they just got all that speed. All you gotta do is throw a screen pass to Waddle, 90 yards. That would put Tua's stats to 90 passing yards for one catch. Is that really Tua? Is that Jalen Waddle? Is that Tyreek Hill? Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a mix of both, but it's definitely more the receivers. It's definitely I would say 70-30 the receivers. Because once again, you still gotta get it out there. It's not like everything is not dink and dunk. Those seam routes that he's throwing or the go routes he's throwing, you still got to get it there. Once again, we've seen the quarterback, meaning our quarterback, have a few. Mac's very good intermediate, but throwing deep, like it ain't there yet. It wasn't Alabama, but once again, who you're throwing to? You're throwing to guys that can just go out there and get it. So it just goes to show, put weapons around your young quarterback, and then once again, if they can't produce after that, then you don't have the quarterback. But once again,
Tua's the first Alabama quarterback whose talent in the NFL is better than the talent he had in Alabama. Because you can't say that about the other Alabama. Well, I guess Jalen Hurts too. Because I mean, he had if you still count him as Alabama quarterback, he has Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. But the Alabama quarterbacks are so used to having an all-star receiving core. But when he go to the NFL, the receiving core is usually shit. But Dolphins. Not at all. He actually has a better receiving core than he had in Alabama, which is crazy.
Crazy, right? No, facts. So, but it'll be an ongoing debate. So it's a valid question that Aaron posed. Once again, to me, like I said, I'm still choosing Herbert, but the gap is definitely, closing. So that ends it for week one. Once again, it was a hell of a week. There's always stuff that surprises us, and I'm sure there's going to be things that week two that surprise us, and the rest of the 16 weeks of the regular season. So let's get right into it. So Thursday night, we have Minnesota versus Philly. So Shay, I'll start with you. Who do you have in that one?
I think this should be 1, 2, 3 after what we've seen last week with both teams. So 1, 2, 3, Philly.
Philadelphia. Yep. Philadelphia. So cool. Yeah. So and then so let's get to the.
And it's also national TV, by the way. We got to put that out there.
Right. Yeah. And once again, for those that rock with Kirk Cousins, once again, he may still very well give you 350. Like that's damn near a given now. He's going to give you 300 to 350 yards every week, 2 touchdowns, but maybe 3 picks, and then it's like, okay, so that's going to happen. It's just they're just not going to overcome it as a team. Like that's what's going to happen.
If I'm the coaching staff from Minnesota, I'm just telling Kirk Cousins, hey, at the end of the day, it's still locked by a streaming service. It's still locked by Amazon Prime. So technically, it's not national. So not everybody can watch it. You can play good this game.
It's not on, right? It's not NBC. It's not Fox. Right? Exactly. So I love that. So first 1 o'clock game. So we have Green Bay versus Atlanta. So Aaron, who you got in that one?
Go Green Bay.
Okay. Bay.
I love to say this because I'm going Green Bay. Jordan Love looked really good, so I love to see the Falcons lose.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was so that was. I mean, we didn't touch on. There was many surprises week one, but that had to be. If that wasn't the biggest surprise, that had to be in the top 3 of biggest surprises. To see them put 38 on Chicago, and there was all that hype around what Chicago was going to be. And I love Jair Alexander. Love his game. Love that he backs up. Like he was like, Man had DJ Moore had what? 2 catches for 25 yards, and he thought he was gonna come in and do X, Y, Z against us. Like, so I love that swagger. I love that. So Green Bay is showing that it doesn't matter if it's if it's Brett Favre, doesn't matter if it's Aaron Rodgers, Craig Knoll, Matt Flynn, whoever. It doesn't matter. Jordan Love now doesn't matter. They own the Chicago Bears franchise. Like, they are not the monsters of the Midway. They are mini monsters of the Midway whenever Green Bay comes to town or they go out to Lambeau Field. But yeah, I'm that's a clean sweep. Like, I'm rocking with Green Bay as well. Next we have the Raiders against Buffalo. So Shay, who you rocking with that one?
I would say this is a 1-2-3, but Buffalo, like,
yeah,
they didn't have Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen. Just man. I'm starting to think now his MVP caliber season is almost a fluke at this point, because he didn't look good last year. First game here, he didn't look good. But at the end of the day, they're facing the imitation Patriots, so I got to go with the Buffalo Bills, because the Bills can beat the Patriots, so they're going to beat the imitation Patriots.
Yep. So, Aaron,
I actually got the Raiders in this one. I just don't know what's going on with Buffalo, to be honest, especially with Josh Allen. I mean, I know they're overusing Josh Allen because he's their main running back and all that, but I don't know. I think the Raiders got some.
Right, but so I don't know. I mean, so I'll give my pick first, but so the pick, I do think that Buffalo finds a way to win this game. But my thing is, even though I thought that Josh Allen was going to be the guy to run the division after Brady left, and that's been true. Like, that they've won 3 division titles in a row, if I'm not mistaken. We're starting to see him live off what happened a couple of years ago in that divisional round, and the myth is growing and growing and growing and growing, but the results are not matching what the legend is starting to become. And this is what has been in Buffalo. So for those, what's good, Kelly? I know you're listening to this when it comes out. You know what I'm saying is true. Whether it's been Jim Kelly, whether it was the good O.J. Simpson before things went left, whether it was Doug Flutie, whether when Drew Bledsoe got there, J.P. Losman, whoever you want to put there, they just haven't got the job done, and they've been a lovable loser, so to speak. Well, I guess to their fans, not necessarily across the NFL, but yeah, I don't know. Josh Allen is starting to get into that overrated category. And I think I'd be saying that because I think that he's extremely talented, and I thought that he'd be the guy that's going to challenge Mahomes for years to come. But Burrow has taken that mantle and ran with it. I think Burrow's the only one that seems to be not shook of Mahomes. Like, the rest of them kind of feel like kind of wilt under pressure. But Burrow's about that action, and if he's healthy, like, he's going to be right there with Mahomes, I think, eventually, as time goes on. But needless to say, for this game, I think that they right the ship, meaning mainly Josh Smith. Hopefully him and Diggs get on the right path. It was cool to see him, meaning Diggs. It was cool to see Diggs encourage Josh Allen at the end of the game last night. So we'll see if that relationship gets repaired. If not, there will be trouble in paradise for Buffalo. But like I said, they should beat the Raiders on Sunday. So, but like I said, we'll see how it unfolds. We don't know which version we're going to get. So next rivalry game here. So we got the Ravens versus Cincinnati. So Aaron, who you got in that one?
I'll go with the Ravens. Lamar and Zay Flowers is going to be nice this year, and I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's going to be a good one.
I say it's a bounce back. It's a bounce back game for Cincinnati. So I got Cincinnati winning this game. Burrow's going to look more like the Burrow we know, not the Burrow from last week. And so Ravens also weren't convincing against Cleveland, so that factors in. So I got Cincinnati in this one.
I 14 and 32, 82 yards, or 14 and 31, for 81 yards. Like that. That's not we haven't seen a performance like that from Joe Burrow. And once again, every quarterback has a performance where you're just like, what is going on? Like, are they good? Obviously, we know that he got injured in the offseason, but obviously it looked like, oh, like he got his money, he's chilling because he got the 5-year, $275 million deal. Right before the season started. But yeah, this is a bounce back game. It's not gonna be no blowout, but it's the AFC North. But I got Cincinnati winning a close one, and that one, like I said, Joe Burrow should get it done there. So.
And I meant Baltimore was convincing against Houston. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
Yeah, it was 25-9, but it still feel like Texans. They didn't really completely blow them out. Like Stroud felt like it was moving against them.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they're not. I mean, in Baltimore, they're not like great defensively. Once again, they've obviously had some teams that can shut you down defensively. That was, like, for a long time, that was the only team I was concerned with in the AFC when it came to New England, because we've seen them come in New England and beat us handily at that. So those days are far removed, but they're not what they once were. So yeah, they definitely weren't impressive last week. So, but we'll see what happens Sunday. Next, so Seattle versus Detroit. I'll start with this one. I'm going with Detroit. I think that they are probably on cloud 9 after what happened last Thursday night against Kansas City. And once again, this team was a top 5 offense last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown wasn't really used in week 1, but once again, if other people are not, if other teams are game planning against that, then you find other options, and that's what they did for the moment. I'm hoping they get Jamar Gibbs incorporated more into the offense. Once again, that might be wishful thinking, on after we saw from Ben Johnson, but we'll see. But I think that Detroit finds a way to get it done. So, Shay, your thoughts on that?
Man, should this be a 1-2-3? To be honest,
I was picking Lions.
Yeah. I'm picking Lions as well. But look what the Seahawks did against the Rams. 30-13. So yeah, this is a Lions all the way. Geno Smith is Geno Smith from last year? Was that an aberration, or was that really a good Geno Smith? Was that really the Geno Smith from now into the future, or is the Geno Smith we knew prior to last season is the real Geno Smith? We still haven't answered that question.
He got his money too, so he just maybe he said, yeah.
Shouts out to his agent. I gotta Google his agent too, but shouts out to him. But I got the Lions on this one. I feel like eventually they'll give the ball more to Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he's the more talented running back. Come on, Ben Johnson, get your head in the game. My fantasy team needs it, but I got the Detroit Lions.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So this next one could be a tie in my opinion. It's the Colts versus the Texans. This could be a tie in my opinion. But if anyone has any other,
I got Colts. Anthony Richardson looked good.
He did. No, he did. He did. I also saw that he took a few hits that he shouldn't have taken, especially at the end of the game, and they knocked his ass out the game.
You heard what Trevor Lawrence said? Trevor Lawrence gave him advice in the post-game interview. He said Anthony Richardson will be special, but just stop taking these hits if you want a long career. He said that. Yeah.
It looked crazy, but anyone think that I think it might be a tie. That's just me, but I don't know. Anyone leaning towards Houston, leaning towards Indianapolis?
I'm leaning towards Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis got more firepower in their offense.
Gotcha. Okay, Aaron.
I might go with Houston.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm going with a tie. So I might neither one of these teams are impressive in my book. So next we get a rematch of last year's divisional round. With Kansas City versus Jacksonville. So Shay, I'll start with you. Who we got in that one?
You know what? I don't think Kansas City is really known for starting off well anyway. So I got to go with Jacksonville. So it might be a slight upset alert, but gotta go with Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence got something to prove. I think the Kansas City receiving core, even if Travis Kelce comes back, it's still very questionable.
Yep, not good.
So yeah, I mean the defense is questionable too, but they got Chris Jones back. Chris Jones and his holdout, they got an agreement. But I still gotta go with Jacksonville on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Jacksonville too, just because if Travis Kelce was playing, I'd probably give him like a shot. But he'd rather hang out with Taylor Swift than play for Patrick Mahomes. So I'm gonna go with Jacksonville.
You better play for the name of my fantasy team.
I saw it on the I think on the show. He did talk about being a Swiftie. Oh my god. Yeah, he's come down very quickly after not dealing with that Kayla Nicole chick. And I just seen a recent video of her. I'm like, dog, I don't know what he was thinking. And I get it. When you're at that level, you probably believe in you can get whatever because they throw whatever at you, but you ain't gonna find somebody better look better than her. Physically, I'm like, it don't make no sense. That woman is top tier in my book. Needless to say, I mean I didn't know that Travis Kelce was already ruled out for week 2, but
wait, he's ruled out?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, because I was asking Aaron.
Okay, about to give me a heart attack. Oh my goodness. He's on my fantasy team.
Josh,
didn't notice.
Right. Yeah, because all of a sudden, like, oh, we're friends. No, but yeah, I don't know his status, but I mean, if once again, if he is playing, then I feel like Kansas City finds a way to win. But I think the safe bet or the safe pick to go is to rock with Jacksonville. Kevin really looked phenomenal. Week 1, he looked great.
I was going against him.
Yeah, I guess he really bet on himself in week 1, so he looked good there. So I was like, wow. But yeah, I see why Mr. Cowherd put them in the top 3. But I was like, dude, we got to see it over 17 games. But yeah, he looked good in his bounce back. In his comeback for sure. So we'll leave it at that. So next we have Chicago and Tampa Bay. I think the Bears final, like I said, once again, even though I was right about Tampa Bay last week, like Tampa Bay is not going to win 2 in a row. That's not happening. So this could be a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow,
Chicago.
1, 2, 3 for a team that looks so incredibly horrible last game. But even though I do got the Bears, but man, Bears haven't done anything to earn that.
Yeah, exactly.
But they've been in Tampa Bay. Y'all just talk. Y'all got on me for it. Like Tampa Bay's not winning 2 games in a row. That's
I got the Bears.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But Bears have done nothing to earn a 1, 2, 3. We just gonna say we all got the Bears, but they were so bad last game. They don't get the 1, 2, 3. They haven't earned it.
That to me, that was more predictable than people think. Meaning, like what happened last week. Like it's like, yo, there's no way you thought it was just a wrap because Aaron Rodgers was gone. Like that's
just that.
A division rival is always going to play you difficult. Always.
It wasn't just that. DJ Moore came to the Chicago Bears. They upgraded our offensive line.
Yeah.
You feel like Justin Fields would take the next step. I hate to say this, but I did say he would be one of my MVP picks last week. I hope that ain't going to be laughable for the rest of the season, but you thought this was going to be an Eagles-like improvement, but no, like they look like the exact same Bears team we seen from last season.
Right. No, that's true. So we'll see. We'll see how it unfolds. But yeah, they better figure it out at some point. You can't invest as much as you invested and it not be improved upon. So we'll see how that unfolds. So next is the Chargers versus the Tennessee Titans. I also think this is a 1, 2, 3, but maybe there you go. So 1, 2, 3
Chargers.
Tennessee once again looked super mediocre against New Orleans last week, and they're just not. Once again, shout out to D Hop's agent too. Once again, you chose mediocrity. I get it, but I don't get it. You went to the cap space over. You can't say that you value winning and you went to Tennessee. That's just to me that was.
Man's at the end of his career. He just need that paper. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I liked how he called up the teams that didn't want him, and he's like, "Oh, if he wants to play him," and he doesn't play any of them this year.
That's just. I'll talk. So I'm all set. So yeah, they should get smacked on Sunday. Now to the 4 o'clock slate. The G-men head to Arizona Uh, see, this and once again, this should have been a 1-2-3, but it can't be because of what happened
You
on
got the
Sunday.
two
So,
worst teams.
yeah,
You know what? I did say that whoever Arizona's playing signed their defense. I'm gonna make an exception. I'm not signing the Giants defense. So yeah.
So wait, is this a 1-2-3 for Arizona? Come on, we can't say that. We can't.
I'm
I
not going
don't
to
know.
Arizona. No.
I gotta say this is a tie. Both teams lose.
Okay.
Both teams don't win. I can't. I don't think Arizona's gonna win, but I can't go for the Giants. So I'm gonna say both teams don't win.
That's okay. So tie. It's okay. Aaron, what's your prediction?
I'm not picking the Cardinals. I'll pick the Giants. I actually think Isaiah Simmons is gonna have a good revenge game.
Yeah, I still can believe that y'all. They basically just gave them to y'all for a pack of Skittles like that. That is
I'm okay with that.
No, of
Anything for
course
Caleb
not.
Williams.
Like that's. I was like, wow, like you gave a guy that can be, perennial All Pro. I feel like, in my opinion, for a bag of Skittles is insane to me. But yeah, I'm with you, Shay. I'm going with a tie. Fuck that. Like I'm not picking a team either way. I'm going with a tie. Next week, this is a 1-2-3 in my opinion because they're not going to put.
Yeah, a lot of 1-2-3s this week.
Yeah, listen, San Francisco and LA, the Rams.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that's a 1-2-3.
The San Francisco looked phenomenal last week. So yeah, 1-2-3, 49ers. Jets Dallas. So I have an interesting take on this, but I want.
This is a 1-2-3. You remember who's the Jets quarterback, right? It's not Aaron Rodgers.
That's so still.
This is a 1-2-3.
I'll say my once again. We can say Dallas wins. Cool. I'm okay with that. I do think, and once again, this is I told some Dallas fans, like my brother's a Dallas fan, my dad's also a Dallas fan, and I said y'all do know this becomes a trap game immediately, right? I was
gonna pick the Jets because I'll never pick the Dallas Cowboys. I've said it for 3 years.
Whenever, and you know this, Shay, you know this, Aaron. Those that listen to this know this as well. And once again, I'm not trying to steal Stephen A. sticks, but it's not.
He's stealing, folks.
It's true. And it's not even about whatever can go wrong will go wrong. That's not what I mean. But whenever it is expected for them to dominate somebody, like it wasn't expected last week when we saw Sunday, but it's expected now that Zach Wilson's there. Once again, this team lost to Robbie Anderson and the crew a couple years ago, and most of those guys were there, and they lost to that crew. In New York. I know it's going to be in Dallas this time around, but I think that Zach Wilson is going to have a decent game. Once again, I think Dallas ends up winning, but I don't think it's going to be a terrible game. And once again, it's easy to say that what we saw Sunday. But I just
any quarterback is worse than Daniel Jones is Zach Wilson. So what they did to Daniel Jones, they're going to do to Zach Wilson and more. I can't go for the Jets.
Whenever people put expectations on Dallas, they've never handled prosperity well. Never. They're like my Boston Celtics. Whenever you think there's a team they're supposed to dominate, they never do. So I'm sorry. Once again, they should win the game. They should win. But what should happen and what may happen is two different things. But yeah, Dallas should win the game. But like I said, it's the Cowboys. Like there's always room for some wacky shit to happen. You're just like, how did this happen, or how is this happening?
I mean, you can say that for the Jets too.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying to speak to Zach Wilson actually playing well. We just automatically assume that he's not going to play well. That's what I'm saying. So it's the most just thing ever for him to come out and have the game of his career so far. Once again, it could very well be a losing effort. We could be very well shocked on Sunday.
He's going to have to take Aaron Rodgers psychedelics for that to happen. And if it does happen, then they win.
Yeah. No, listen, for my personal entertainment, I would love for him to come in there and throw for 350 with 3 touchdowns. I think that would
it'll be funny. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I think that would
then they'll be 2-0 and Patriots will be further down the divisions. I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, listen, Belichick has owned him in the time they played last year. Like, I was at the game last year where where Marcus Jones got the game-winning punt return. So I wouldn't be worried about that. I'd be very happy to see him at Foxborough or wherever they're going to be at next week. So it's all good. So now, last but not least, on the 4:00 slate, Washington versus Denver. So who do we have here?
1, 2, 3, Denver.
Oh, okay,
Cross country. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
The Cardinals almost beat them.
Yeah.
The defense almost didn't play well. Luckily, I got 12 points, but Cardinals were actually moving the ball against them. Ain't no way. That was the only time I picked the Commanders to win. The only time this season I will ever pick the Commanders to win. That team is garbage.
It was my understanding Sam Howell was amazing.
Not amazing, but
people have been slobbing on that about him.
Good enough.
He made some bad decisions as well.
Yeah, did enough to win.
Yeah, but they were playing the Cardinals.
Yeah. Way the goals will go 1-0 every week, sometimes 2-0 if you ever show. So that's the goal.
That's like that free pass on bingo. When you're playing bingo, you got that free block right there. That's the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, we ain't gonna
put a little chip there.
Yeah, we ain't gonna give Sam Howell credit for having a good game. No.
Oh, fact. No, I love that. And then, all right. So now to the Sunday night game.
Is this a 1-2-3?
Oh, it's always a 1-2-3. Okay.
Is it a 1-2-3? I'm asking. Like, do you guys have this much confidence against Miami? It is in Foxborough.
If they build on what they did offensively, it's not.
It ain't in Miami. That's all I gotta say. It ain't in Miami.
It's here. It's not down there. If it was down there,
we just saw what Tyreek Hill did to against the Chargers.
Gonzalez got 4.4 speed. Okay.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't even think that Gonzalez is going to be on him. I think it's going to be Jonathan Jones because he's their fastest corner.
That too. Jonathan Jones is a speed demon.
They're going to put Gonzalez on Waddle and just kind of.
I don't think that really makes
sense. Doesn't feel any better.
That's like 4.2 speed. So
no, I know, but I'm saying I feel like they're not going to put him on Hill. And if they are, it won't be for it'll be like for a few plays. That's what they do. Bill always puts the best corner on the second guy, and then let whoever the secondary corner is guard the main receiver with over the top.
I know Plaxico Burress on Ellis Hobbs. I know.
Yeah. But I mean that was wild. But yeah. So, but no, I mean it's not a 1-2-3 because it's here in New England. But like I said, Miami should win the game. But they're the same thing. Like whenever. I said, post Dan Marino, whenever you think they're supposed to do something, they're not built around prosperity either. They haven't done shit either. So once again, it's they're great offense, but I don't think they're all world on defense. But they're a better team, so I'm not gonna sit here and not say that. But like I said, Miami should win, but I don't think it's a 1-2-3 like some would suggest.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to win this one. And I don't think this is any bias. This is not any bias at all. Mm-hmm. It's just more that, like, with game planning, Belichick, especially on national games, the team just plays up to the competition. And they're playing in Foxborough as well. Like you said, the defensive Dolphins are kind of shaky. I feel like the Patriots are going to squeeze one, are going to win. Not saying that they're a better team than the Dolphins. Of course not. Yeah. But playing in Foxborough, and Mac Jones coming off a good game statistically.
Like a 4-1 type game, which is going to be hard to do, but it would have to be like that. So we'll
and
see.
Belichick is great on taking out a team's best weapon.
Yep, and that's been so. Yeah, good team or not, that's always been the case with him. So we got two games Monday night. So the first one, we have New Orleans versus Carolina.
Is that a 1-2-3? Excuse me, New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah, 1-2-3. Yeah, 1-2-3 Saints, right? Are we picking the Panthers over there, Aaron? Or you rocking with the Saints there?
Nah, I'm rocking with the Christian man, Derek Carr.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean they won last week, didn't they? They won.
They sure did. Yeah, they barely beat the Broncos. I think it was like 16-15 or something like that.
Barely. Got in the words of Big Daddy Kane. Just I got the job done. And then so last but not least, so we have Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. It warmed my heart to see Pittsburgh get smacked on Sunday.
I cried tears of joy.
Yeah, it brought tears of joy because they that fan base. You Aaron and others talk about this fan base. that particular fan base talks real crazy. For a team, they once again, the Giants fans can talk crazy to us because y'all got us twice. I don't what Drew Bledsoe, Michael Bishop, Tom Brady, Matt Castle, Jimmy G, whoever. It has not mattered. Whenever we have faced y'all when it mattered, you haven't won in 30 years. Once again, I'm not speaking in opinion. I'm speaking in fact. So all these languages out here, I'm speaking facts. So it's just it warmed my heart to see them get smacked. So just to me, this is a 1, 2, 3. They gonna play hard because Mike Tomlin, that's just nature. They're gonna play hard because he hasn't lost the locker room. But to me, Cleveland's gonna win this game. So any other thoughts on that one?
The coach's son at the end of the bench plays hard, but doesn't mean he's good. So
yeah.
Facts. Steelers fans are horrible people, by the way. I just got to say that. Very horrible people.
Yeah. Because y'all think
Scum of the earth,
Foxborough himself. But it's all good. It's only Boston. Quick side note too. I don't know if y'all saw that post. Dominique Wilkins mentioned about how he lived in Boston 5 years after he played up here. Because he played up here, I think, in the 94-95 season when they lost to Orlando in the first round of the playoffs. And I'm like, wait a minute, a black guy had a decent experience in Boston. Well, I thought everybody that was black had a terrible experience.
LeBron spent 5 minutes in Boston.
Yeah, and spent 5 minutes up here. And spent 5 minutes up here and talking about, Boston's so racist. How you know when you ain't stepped outside your city? You ain't never sniffed Boston message and thought that you know what goes on up here. Really? Come on. I just had to say that. I'm thankful that article came out because once again, in every city got their shit. So I'm not gonna say it and act like
they're obnoxious. I can tell you that. Boston for sure, people are obnoxious.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why
absolutely.
Normally I don't like being around other Patriots fans. I mean, Rayshawn, you different, but normally I don't like being around Patriots fans, like other Patriots fans, because they're obnoxious.
So honestly, that's not even the worst Boston fan base up here. It is by far the Bruins, and anyone say anything different, I challenge anyone to write in the comments, to write us on Twitter. If the worst Boston group, like big major sports fan base, by far is the Bruins, by far. And once again, I'm there. I've been there the last 2 years for 40 years a night. I see it once again when they're winning. They're damn near like, oh my God, we love Bobby Orr and Celeste Zito and Ray Bork. It's great. But when they lose just a game or two, it's like, go kick down the statue of Bobby Orr. This fucking building sucks. You name it. So, and once again, I challenge to say to someone that I'm lying, and I know that I'm there. I see it. I'm there. I'm there. I see it up close. So I would say it's Bruins, then Celtics, and then Red Sox and Patriots could be tied for third or fourth. Once again, Patriots probably the most spoiled because they've won the most of anybody recently. But yeah, the Bruins fan base brings out the worst of people in Boston. And I will stand by that until the day the Lord calls me home. Like I firmly believe that. Aaron always laughs. He's like, you're just getting into hockey now. You're bashing them. I'm telling the truth. Once again, I like
everything's funny what you're saying. I don't care about the basher part. It's just funny.
No, I like the game. I said I love watching it live. It's great. But the fan base itself, once again, I know we'll be back there in a couple of weeks because the preseason starts. But yeah, it's awful. So I had to get that out there because I was like, it was crazy. But yeah, like I said, you're spot on though. Definitely obnoxious for sure. But like I said, it's the black and gold by far. So any last words on week 2 before we get into final words? No. Nope. So all right. So Shay, we'll start with you with final words.
So September 16th, Saturday, Atlanta, Lionel Messi will be coming to Atlanta to play Atlanta United and Inter Miami. They went from being last place in the Eastern Conference. Now they got playoff hopes. That's because of one amazing player. And I would say I will be at the game, but those ticket prices are too damn high. So I will not be at the game. I probably would try to sneak a shift there. But then again, I thought about it, and there's probably going to be like 70,000 people in that stadium. I don't want to work that.
That's a lot.
I'm living on greater times now. Why would I want to go back to work that? I just gotta say, like, hey, I was in the same city as Messi.
One night only.
Say it again.
No, I said one night only.
I don't know. My feet gonna be hurting after that. I don't know.
I feel you.
I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Trust me, I know. But we only got 20,000 at TD Garden. But yeah, I feel you. It's a lot.
Yeah, when you play at the Falcon Stadium and those fans actually fill the whole place up for a soccer game, yeah. For Messi too, it's gonna be 70,000.
Oh, for sure.
70,000 at least.
For sure. They might even add some extra seats. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to say thanks to all the subscribers, downloaders. Just if you haven't already, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's My Sports. Again, if you ever see any posts on That's My Sport, I usually do it all. I do a little bit of troll and stuff like that. And also, too, as Rashawn said earlier in the show, I'm with Feeling Blue Giants podcast. You can catch us on CPNY Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe to that as well. And as always, Black people matter.
Yeah. I say I echo the same sentiments. Once again, keep spreading the word. As I said on the last show we did on Saturday, like I said, we just hit the 3-year mark as a show, and once again, still going strong. Once again, we are definitely in that 1%. So once again, this is impossible without y'all. But we need y'all for us to keep going. So make sure that you show your support. Once again, all the information to follow us is at the bottom on the ticker that's coming across the screen on YouTube. Once again, the notes and the show notes, all the handles will be there as well. Once again, the YouTube is growing, the Twitter is growing. I think got a pretty good following on Facebook as well, even though that's not used as much. But yeah, like I said, we're still here, and we're going strong. So continue to support. And as always, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you. So for Shay Omanir and Aaron Cass, I'm Hollywood Rashawn Buchanan. Until next time, we'll see ya. Peace.